Welcome back to another episode, the second episode of Great Perspective. Today we're talking about the NFL Week 3. We're going to preview the games, the big games. We also ask that you subscribe and support the channel. Derek, take it away.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start it off with the Thursday night game tomorrow night. You got Miami playing Buffalo, which there ain't a lot to talk about because you already know what Josh Allen gonna do. And I don't know what's going on with Tua. He ain't playing his normal, but with Miami being 0-2, I don't see them getting their first win against Buffalo. And
Nah.
Buffalo gonna make sure that they win this game because it's a divisional game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I take Buffalo in that one all day.
And so the more interesting games will be the Monday night game, Detroit and the Ravens, because both of them 1-1, and neither one of them want to fall 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Because Detroit in the division with Green Bay and the Ravens, they in that hellfire division with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, so they can't afford to fall 1-2. But I don't know. That game gonna be a dogfight. That's gonna be the game to watch. That's a good game for Monday night. That's a good game.
So it's one of them games you're gonna watch all night. You're gonna stay up late to watch it.
Probably, because I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I want to see him get a ring. He got all the weapons. He got the running backs, the receivers. He like in a better predicament than Dak with the Cowboys. Both offenses can score on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the defense, that Lamar have to deal with. That's how he lost that game in Buffalo. They couldn't stop Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. But yeah, that's gonna be a fight. And another game to look out for is the Cardinals and 49ers play on Sunday. That's a divisional game. Both of them undefeated.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looking real good. But the problem with San Fran.
Yeah.
The problem with San Fran, they're missing their quarterback.
Exactly.
And I think they starting
Mac
Jones.
Yeah. So
and you can't bet the farm on him.
No.
And
why he over there?
That's why New England let him go so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But for the true football fans, on Sunday you also might want to check out that Kansas City New York Giants game, because both of them are 0-2, hadn't won a game.
Mm.
And Patrick Mahomes, no, he cannot fall 0-3. So he's going to come out with a vengeance. But the problem is the Giants were playing good enough that they might win that game.
Yeah. What Russell Wilson put up 300 plus yards passing?
500.
Mm-hmm.
He put up 500 yards in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. I'm still going with the Chiefs because they want revenge. They want to show the world that they still got it, and they lost in the Super Bowl. Um, so they still, they want to show and prove that, they still got it. So I take them in that game. But like you said, if you look at the losses that the Giants had, they were in the game. Each game, they were in the game.
They, in all actuality, aside from the penalties, they should have beat Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That game there went all the way to overtime, and every second mattered. And see, I think the issue with the Giants, the reason they didn't win that game is coaching. Because why would you leave time on the clock for Dak Prescott to come down the field?
Mm-hmm.
You should run the ball, kill the clock, kick the field goal, win the game. Why pass?
They probably trusted their defense.
How when Dak been running up and down the field on your defense all night? So, why I wouldn't? That's the only reason why I would pick Kansas City to beat the Giants, because the coaching staff in Kansas City is better than New York.
Mm.
If that was any other coach, Dallas would have lost that game.
Mm. Well, we ain't gonna get to talking about the Cowboys. I know how y'all Cowboy fans are. Any other interesting games this weekend?
Yeah, the Chargers and the Broncos is a division game. You know, the Chargers undefeated. The Broncos going down there to the Chargers, but they 1-1. But Bo Nix, if he want to make that next, if he want to get that respect and to be mentioned among the elite quarterbacks, these are the type of games he need to win. On the road, hostile environment, division game, division rival. This is what makes your career. So we're gonna see that. That's another game I would check out. Is that Broncos and Charger game. But for the sports fans, you know, while you wait on the NFL on Saturday, you got a couple of good college games. You got Michigan playing USC. Utah. And you got Illinois playing Indiana. Both of them 3-0. And you got Auburn playing Oklahoma. That's going to be the show. That's going to be the prime time game.
Yeah, we play Oklahoma this year, don't we?
Yes, we do. South Carolina do play Oklahoma.
Yeah. We haven't talked about that. South Carolina, they lost this weekend to Vanderbilt. And that loss.
They come out the top 25.
Yeah, they even got. I don't think that's fair, because if you look at 3 teams in the top 15 or 2-1. Now, if you start the season off, we started off number 13. Okay, we won our first 2. That second game, we know that was a gimme. They played South Carolina State, and that third game, we knew it was going to be a battle. We knew it was going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
I said before that they needed to win that game because they got to show, okay, you kept us out of the playoffs last year. this is why we deserve it. And that's why they needed it. They didn't win. But to knock them totally out of the top 25
that we
off
can't
of
even
one
be ranked
loss.
number 24.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We couldn't like at least give me 25, like to knock us completely out. So what they have to do is they have to do like they tried to last year and go on a run. But this year is going to be tougher than last year because the schedule is tougher.
Yeah.
Their next games, all their next games are tough. The easiest game they got that should be a gimme is Coastal Carolina, and that's like near the end of the season before they close the season out with Clemson. So they got a whole season of just tough games back to back. LSU, Oklahoma, Missouri, um, Alabama. So even though Alabama's not the Nick Saban Alabama, is still Alabama. And
Yeah.
so they just gotta, they gotta play up to par.
But like in our last segment, I gave you my thoughts on the Sellers and the head coach of South Carolina. So I'm not looking forward to them doing anything. But yeah, who looked real good this year is Miami. You know, they got that quarterback from Georgia, and he looked like he reinventing himself. And I think that's because if you watch college football right now, all the big schools. Last week watching Georgia play Tennessee. All the big schools, Tennessee, all of them got quarterbacks from the transfer portal. Everybody and Nick Saban and these coaches, Urban Meyer, don't want nothing to do with that. Because it's going to be about money now. You know, you got a couple players like Sellers that long as he getting decent money, he's not going to leave, for a few more dollars. But the majority of them, they're going to be jumping ship. So what you think? Do you like, let me ask you a question. Do you like the new college football with the NIL, or you like it the way it used to be?
It's like, man, it's on one side of it, you're glad for the players, they getting paid. And it makes it even. Because things that the big schools used to do under the table and everybody knew about it, it was just talk. You get what I'm saying? But now we know for a fact because coaches have come out and say this is what has happened. Like the coach for Texas A&M about a year or two ago, he came out and talked about that. But
yeah, he told Nick Saban said something slick to him.
Yeah,
and he said, "You don't want me to expose you."
Yeah,
and right after that, Nick Saban retired.
So on that aspect, it evens the playing field. But when you look at a school like Colorado, and with Deion, he's trying to bring in these, 5-star recruits. But as soon as he get a team, somebody's jumping in the portal. And they I was watching a report about it, and they were talking about how players today, but I think they were talking about Colorado. Players today, by the time they get the player, he might be a fifth-year senior now, but he's played on 5 different teams. You get what I'm saying?
I saw that. I didn't know you could do that. I saw that. I think it was a Tennessee game, and they said he was a 5th-year senior. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So that's that part of it I don't like. I don't like that part of it. I don't like that part of it. But there's some interesting games, we got to talk about. We're still in the early part of the season, and everybody have to prove themselves. before we get into something else, talk about give me your picks, like the players and the who, as far as like we can't give advice, but if it was you, what would you do as far as like on these gaming apps, as far as players, yards, and all that?
Like I said before, I lean more on something that's more solid. Like try to stay away from receiving yards and things of that nature but you know the quarterback gonna pass. You know, but me, like this week right here, I take Aaron Rodgers over 200 yards passing. You know, I'm gonna take Josh Allen every week over 200 yards passing. And right now, even though a lot of Cowboy haters out there, Prescott throwing that ball.
Yeah.
He's throwing that ball 200 yards. He might get that at the half. With Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I take Prescott this week against Chicago because our defense is trash. So the only way we win is Zach perform the way he performed. So for us to win, he gonna have to throw for over 300 yards. So 200 yards is a gimme.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to rushing, you know you got to stay with Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, because I made a lot of money last year in the NBA sticking with the big names. And the NFL is no different. The big names get paid the big bucks for a reason. Dak, the highest paid quarterback in the league. People say he ain't a top 10 player, but you look at his stats, ain't over 5 quarterbacks can compare the stats to his over the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the big names, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, I just gave you a straight 8 pick right there. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you the lock of the ticket is Aaron Rodgers. He upset about that loss last week. He going to air it out this week here.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Well, this will be a shorter show than the last one, but the next episode we'll talk more about college football. We'll go through those games in the coming week, this Saturday. And again, thank you for checking out the channel. I hope you subscribe and like, support us. And till next time, peace.